Hello and welcome everybody once again to Reign of Chaos Wrestling RCW Strike Zone. Coming to you live tonight from San Antonio, Texas, home of the 2017 Royal Rumble and NXT TakeOver. But tonight, San Antonio plays host to RCW Strike Zone. Welcome everybody once again to RCW Strike Zone. My name is Tuas Flat and I am your host on commentary for this evening. And tonight we're going to kick off tonight's show with a short announcement regarding the tag team division from one of the innovators of the tag team division in professional wrestling, Christian. One of our co-general managers with his longtime buddy Edge. We understand that Christian has a quick announcement regarding the tag team division and the tag team championships for our next RCW pay-per-view, RCW Overtime, which will take place next Sunday, Easter Sunday night. In regards to also next week, we will not be live with a show next Saturday, but we will be live the night after for RCW Overtime. What is going on, San Antonio? Ladies and gentlemen, as one of your co-general managers here of RCW, I have a quick announcement regarding the tag team division. I am pleased to announce that later on tonight, we will have a #1 contenders match for the RCW Tag Team Championships for overtime for the current champions team, Altitude. The teams involved in this #1 contenders match will be American Alpha taking on Gallows and Anderson of the club to face the champions at overtime. I hope you guys are excited as I am for that match coming up tonight for #1 contendership. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Have a great night. So there you have it, a blockbuster announcement from Christian regarding the tag team division. Gallows and Anderson versus American Alpha for #1 contendership for Team Altitude and the tag team titles coming up tonight. But of course, we're going to kick off tonight's action with singles action between the former RCW Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho taking on the unstoppable man known as Luke Harper in one-on-one action coming up next. And of course, this man, Luke Harper, the former NXT Tag Team Champion, SmackDown Live Tag Team Champion by the Freebird rule, and former Intercontinental Champion in his own right, Luke Harper has been a man on a mission since first signing to RCW. He's only been defeated in singles action twice. By Cesaro, back at Winter's Wrath pay-per-view back in December, and by the current RCW Heavyweight Champion Finn Balor a couple of weeks ago. Let's see if Harper will continue his reign to terror over RCW by taking on the former RCW and longest reigning RCW champion Chris Jericho. And again, this is still hard to see Chris Jericho without the World Championship around his waist. Still a hard sight to see. And of course, Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins went one-on-one in a ladder match last week in our main event to see who will be Finn Balor's number one contender. And of course, yeah, the number one contendership was on the line as Jericho put up his rematch clause up for grabs, as well as Rollins put up his number one contendership from a battle royal that he won back at Final Bell. All of that was in a briefcase suspended above the ring. And Seth Rollins would win the contract and the briefcase to face Balor at RCW Overtime next Sunday. And Jericho looks to get the ball rolling once again to possibly come back to become RCW Heavyweight Champion. And here we go, Jericho and Harper, and immediately out of the gate, Irish whip to Jericho into the corner. And of course, Jericho, in order to get to where he was for heavyweight champion, he beat Harper's former brother-in-arms, Bray Wyatt, 2 nights in a row. The first night in a steel cage match, and then the next night at RCW Thanks for Nothing pay-per-view in a tables match. Jericho quickly dethroned the Eater of Worlds. And Luke Harper with a wheelbarrow, looked like German suplex, and Harper is just taking it to the former world champion. And Jericho, the veteran, immediately back on his feet to attack Harper, and Harper just, it's like attacking a brick wall if you're trying to attack Luke Harper. This should be honestly really interesting. The unstoppable force versus the former champion here in RCW. Luke Harper at one point was even number one contender for Cesaro in his Twitch TV championship. And again, that led to Harper's first loss here in RCW, as Jericho goes for, looks like a leg bar. A bit of a leg or an arm bar or a combination of both. Fireman's carry from Jericho. Harper with the elbow into the exploder suplex from Luke Harper. And of course, Jericho losing the title to Finn Balor in the main event of Final Bell. Jericho swing over neckbreaker to the giant man of Harper. Jericho springboard rolling senton. As Jericho is not taking Wyatt seriously, which may be a mistake on the part of Jericho. And a bulldog from the 9-time record-setting Intercontinental Champion. And Luke Harper from out of nowhere with a super kick to Jericho. Second to Bray Wyatt, and even to compared to Braun Strowman, I think Harper's one of the more dangerous men of the Wyatt family. Is Jericho looking to roll Harper on his belly for the walls of Jericho. And Harper is close to the ropes, but is Harper going to tap out to the walls of Jericho here? Here earlier on in this matchup, you could see that Jericho didn't get Harper's left leg perfectly wrapped around. Harper with a snapmare takedown to Jericho. And once again, the flow of this matchup is becoming of Harper's. He's raining down the hard rights to the head of Jericho. Perhaps they'll try and bust him open the hard way. Jericho with a counter. Into a code breaker to Luke Harper. And wisely, Jericho pulling Harper away from the corner, into the cover. First one of the matchup, Jericho barely puts Harper away. I think that extra second to pull Harper away from the ropes bought Harper the extra second to kick out of the code breakers. Jericho's up top. Delivers crossbody to Harper. And Jericho back on the attack, not letting up on Harper. As Jericho's feeling extra confident right now. And Luke Harper with a belly-to-belly to Jericho. Pulls him away from the ropes, into the cover. Onto Jericho now. Jericho kicks out before the count of 2. And Harper running double axe handle, coming up empty as Jericho rolls out of the ring. The crafty veteran. And Jericho with a power bomb into the jackknife cover. And Harper kicking out of the power bomb. There's a crowd here in San Antonio chanting Jericho sucks as Jericho's rolling Harper again into the walls of Jericho. This time farther away from the ropes. Is Harper going to kick out? Excuse me, is he going to tap out to the walls of Jericho? Harper's got nowhere to go. And Harper fighting out of the walls for a second time. Whoa, Jericho looking for a right kick now. Harper with a single leg Boston Crab to Jericho. A single leg version of the walls of Jericho. Now Jericho, small package. And Jericho picks up a win over Harper. Off the small package. As it looked like, I don't know, looked like Harper might have been looking to put away Jericho, but Jericho, the veteran with the small package, caught Harper off guard. Great maneuver there by Jericho. As you can see, it looked like Harper was going to possibly set up for the discus clothesline there, because he usually sets that up with a kick or a knee to the gut, and Jericho intercepted it into a small package. But either way, huge win for Jericho to put him back in the title picture for the World Championship, possibly in the future. And coming up next, we got some more singles action. Kane versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Can't wait to see how this match will play out, considering both men are extremely dangerous with their strikes. Especially Shinsuke with the studying of the strong style. And here comes Kane, the former world champion, multiple time tag team champion with the likes of Daniel Bryan, His half-brother, The Undertaker. Big Show. RVD. I don't think in Kane's illustrious career like this man. The former two-time NXT champion Shinsuke Nakamura. One of the most charismatic superstars to ever step foot inside a 20x20 ring. Again, this should be an interesting contest. Both men extremely hard strikers. Shinsuke more with his legs and Kane with more of his hands. This should be an interesting contest. And of course, Kane with the height advantage over Shinsuke. Immediately out of the gate, a belly to belly to Shinsuke from Kane. And Shinsuke, fireman's carry into the Falcon Arrow driver to the big red monster. And Kane with a hard kick right to the face of Nakamura. Into the ropes goes Nakamura, eats a big boot from Kane. Both men extreme veterans in their craft. Of course, their careers began in two completely different paths, and Kane's been wrestling longer than Shinsuke Nakamura, but, well, the training that Shinsuke has had, he might have more years of training combined from all sorts of trainers over in Japan, more than Kane's career, but can't say that for certain. And Shinsuke with a kick to the back of the head of Kane and the soccer ball kick. And Shinsuke with a suplex to Kane. And Shinsuke with a knee strike to the face of Kane, even though Kane's wearing a mask, it doesn't provide a whole lot of protection, as Shinsuke goes for a single armbar to Kane in the center of the ring. Kane rolling over on his belly. And Kane with a stomp to the chest of Nakamura. And of course, Shinsuke fighting the likes of AJ Styles among many others over in New Japan. And Shinsuke is on the apron. The flying clothesline from the apron to Kane on the outside. And Shinsuke with a hard knee. Kane returning the favor. Facebuster from Nakamura. Shinsuke rolls Kane back on the inside before a strike and then a boot to the face. And now Shinsuke with that inverted exploder suplex. Possibly starting to feel the vibrations. As he goes into the cover now on Kane. And Kane manages to kick out following the exploder. And Kane with a hard right. And Kane, vintage Kane with that sidewalk slam. And now Kane is looking to send Nakamura to hell with the choke slam. Signature Kane, vintage Kane, as he rolls into the cover on Nakamura. And Nakamura kicks out before two. And Kane can't believe it that Shinsuke kicks out of the choke slam. And now Kane starting to feel it going clothesline to clothesline, corner to corner, another sidewalk slam. To the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Hard slap to the head of Shinsuke. Now Kane looking to choke the life out of Shinsuke here. Right here in the center of the ring, and the strength of Shinsuke, the will, the fighting power of Shinsuke, able to fight out of the chokehold. And Kane with a elbow. Oh no, Kane. Tombstone pile driver busting open Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, he was going for a cutter. Another Falcon Arrow cover. Into the cover goes Shinsuke. Now Shinsuke is busted wide open following the tombstone. Now Shinsuke perching Kane up on the top rope. And Shinsuke, oh my god. A German suplex from the middle rope. Goes Kane. And Shinsuke with another knee drop. And Shinsuke middle rope. With a kick to the face goes Kane. And Shinsuke wrapping up Kane in many ways. And Kinshasa from Shinsuke to Kane. Into the cover goes Shinsuke. And Shinsuke picks up a win over the Big Red Monster. What a win for Shinsuke Nakamura. There's the choke slam from Kane. Not a whole lot of people kick out of the choke slam except perhaps the Undertaker and the Big Show. But Shinsuke kicking out of the choke slam. And there you see was the chokehold where referee had to check if it wasn't chokehold, then the tombstone busting open Shinsuke. And you see the Falcon Arrow. Driver Shinsuke went into the cover there. Kane immediately kicking out. And then the final moments. The Kinshasa. To the big red monster into the cover. And it was all over. And coming up next, we're going to hear from the RCW Women's Champion, Sasha Banks, possibly with regards to her match next Sunday with Asuka. Look, I'm going to cut right to the chase. I know my title reign is in jeopardy. But you know what? Maybe I don't feel like waiting till next Sunday to defend my title. So Asuka, let's come out here. Let's do this right here, right now. Sasha Banks calling out. Asuka saying, let's get this match done now. Let's not wait till next Sunday at overtime. And of course, Asuka, the #1 contender for Sasha Banks' Women's Championship since winning a Battle Royal at Final Bell, outlasting 5 other women. Look, Sasha, I know you're a champion, but I am also a champion. And I think it would be smarter for you to hold on to that title just a little bit longer before I take it away from you at overtime. What, are you scared, Asuka? Are you scared of fighting a legit boss? Have you not seen me in NXT? I'm not scared of fighting anybody. I'm just scared that I'm going to have to take that title from you. But in order to do that, I'm afraid I'm going to have to kill you. That's what I'm afraid of. You know what, Asuka? That's perfectly fine. I wouldn't have it any other way. So I guess we're still in agreement then that we're still going to hold out till overtime unless you want to do it right here, right now. But I'm not one to say you're the boss. You make the decision. You know what? Maybe we will wait till Sunday. Maybe I do want to hold on to my title a little longer. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, just like everyone else, I'm still going to beat you and pin you to the mat, or hell, maybe I will do a 10 count on you like Bliss did. And Asuka, not taking light to the fact that she did have a match with Bliss back at Thanks for Nothing, a last woman standing match, and Asuka's not going to have it. She's attacking the champion. And a German suplex from Asuka. Asuka attacking the champion before their match at Overtime next Sunday. I'm glad the officials got out here quick to separate the two women. Now that I believe that order is being restored now. Coming up next, we have no one contender for Dolph Ziggler's Twitch TV Championship. Kevin Owens will be taking on the former Twitch TV champion Cesaro in one-on-one action. Dolph's going to be in Cesaro's corner for this matchup. So to get a bit of a closer look to his number one contender, the former WWE Universal Champion in NXT and Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens. Even here in RCW, Kevin Owens was a number one contender for the finals of the inaugural Heavyweight Championship tournament when we first launched back in October. Kevin Owens would face Bray Wyatt for the heavyweight title, and Bray Wyatt would end up winning the championship in the end at the end of the tournament. And Kevin Owens would seem to just fall through the cracks. But after pinning Dolph Ziggler last week, Kevin Owens looking to capture his first singles championship here in RCW. And here comes the former Twitch TV champion, defeated by Wyatt, the former champion, back in February at Hell on Earth, and Dolph Ziggler actually pinned Cesaro to become the Twitch TV champion back at Final Bell in the triple threat match. But he's got Ziggler in his corner here tonight against Kevin Owens. And here we go, Kevin Owens right out of the gate with a swing over DDT. Attacking the former Twitch TV champion as Dolph Ziggler, the current champ, looks on. Exchanging turns in the corner there. Little shoulder tackles from Cesaro to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is looking to try and possibly injure Cesaro to send a message to Ziggler for next Sunday. And Kevin Owens with a spine buster. Now Kevin Owens springboard rolling senton. And this match so far has been all Kevin Owens. And Cesaro's trying to get back in this matchup here. As Kevin Owens shoots the half onto Cesaro. And Cesaro kicking out. Still with plenty of fight left. And again, Kevin Owens then not letting up on Cesaro. Cesaro countering with a suplex. And a hard elbow from Cesaro. And a double stomp. It has become a bit of a signature of Cesaro's. And another suplex to Kevin Owens. As now Cesaro rolls into the cover. And forcing a rope break because Kevin Owens' feet were under the bottom rope. And Kevin Owens with the right hand. Kevin Owens is a striker. He can do just about everything. He can strike, grapple, and fly through the air as Kevin Owens goes back into the cover on Cesaro. Cesaro kicking out. Double leg takedown from Cesaro. And Cesaro with a stomp to the chest of Kevin Owens. And a European uppercut from Cesaro to Kevin Owens into the cover. And Owens still plenty of fight left, the former Universal Champion. Cesaro looking to put this match away here in rather quick fashion with the neutralizer. Shoots in the half onto Kevin Owens. And Owens still plenty of fight left. There's a crowd here at San Antonio chanting "Kill Owens, kill." Kevin Owens wants to send a message to Ziggler as Ziggler looks on with the cannonball to Cesaro. Owens again shooting the half. It looked like he was staring directly into Dolph Ziggler. Now Kevin Owens looking to put away Cesaro with the pump-up powerbomb. Kevin Owens to cover, and Cesaro still fighting. Not many men can say they kicked out of the pump-up powerbomb. Cesaro again with another uppercut into a belly-to-belly. Into the cover goes Cesaro. And Owens kicking out one more time. And Kevin Owens breaking the hold with the right hand. Kitchen sink. Multiple kicks to the chest. Looking for some sort of cutter. I'm not entirely sure. Cesaro with a snap suplex to Kevin Owens. Rolls into the cover. And a rope break by the referee. And now Cesaro with the gut wrench. Trio of suplexes. He has put men away like Samoa Joe here in the past. Here in RCW. There's the third gut wrench. Suplex. And Cesaro showing signs of exhaustion, but don't want to show that as a bit of a sign of weakness as Kevin Owens takes advantage into the cover on Cesaro, and Cesaro kicking out. I think if Cesaro went immediately into the cover on that, Kevin Owens might not have kicked out. Out of the gut wrench suplexes. And Kevin Owens with a lariat. What's going on, Frosty? And Cesaro with a lariat of his own. Now he's looking to set up again. Kevin Owens into the Gotch neutralizer. Now Cesaro rolling into the cover on Kevin Owens. And it's all over. Looks like Cesaro may not have needed Dolph Ziggler in his corner, but nonetheless, Kevin Owens has been beaten. Was hopefully Dolph Ziggler was taking some mental notes before he faces Kevin Owens next Sunday at Overtime to defend his title against Kevin Owens. Be a bit of a momentum booster for Dolph Ziggler, knowing that Kevin Owens can't handle with Cesaro. I don't know what you're watching, Frosty. Cesaro did not use a chair. But coming up next, we got Naomi versus Alexa Bliss. Of course, the history between these two women fighting over the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. This is not SmackDown. This is Reign of Chaos Wrestling StrikeZone, and they're just looking to assert dominance here in the women's division. Of course, Naomi first won the SmackDown Live Women's Championship back at TLC the past year. And then had to vacate due to an injury. Came back just in time for WrestleMania 33 and re-won the title in her hometown of Orlando. And of course, Naomi was also involved in the Fatal 4-Way Women's Ladder match at RCW Final Bell last month. Came up short. But Sasha Banks retained her title. And here comes RCW's 5-foot Spitfire, Alexa Bliss, in action against her longtime rival Naomi. And Alexa Bliss, a two-time also SmackDown Live Women's Champion, was even in the title hunt and in the picture for the RCW Women's Championship back when I believe Nikki Bella was in her second title reign. And of course, as Sasha Banks alluded to earlier in her confrontation with Asuka, that yes, Alexa Bliss does own a win over Asuka in a last woman standing match back in November at RCW Thanks for Nothing, which was a huge upset. back in November. So here we go with Naomi and Alexa Bliss. Naomi right out of the gate with a sit-out facebuster. And of course, Naomi's been on a roll as of late here in RCW. Again, being a part of the Fatal 4-Way Women's Ladder match at Final Bell, as well as a lot of other high-profile matchups. Possibly get another future title shot. And a standing drop kick. Hard to the face of Alexa Bliss. And a knee strike to the back of Alexa. Of course, Naomi and Bliss know each other so well. Naomi knowing to work the legs of Alexa Bliss. As Naomi goes for a series of leg drops, knows to cut off the legs of Bliss, knowing that she uses them to her advantage, and to use basically in everything that she does. The twisted Bliss, the double knees. Naomi again with another facebuster to Alexa Bliss. Look at Naomi's going for a Hurricane Rana or something or other, but Alexa Bliss with a counter into a facebuster. And of course, the 5-foot Spitfire back on the attack. And she's immediately going up to the top rope. Is Alexa Bliss seriously? Looked like she was looking for Twisted Bliss already in the matchup. Going for a crossbody to Naomi. Into the corner goes Naomi. An elbow to the face of Bliss. Another sit-out facebuster from Naomi. Of course, both of these women highly athletic. Naomi with another kick to the gut of Alexa Bliss. And a backbreaker from Naomi. Bliss sending Naomi up and over the top and sending her right back in. Into the cover goes Bliss. And Naomi able to kick out at 2. Now Bliss back on the attack, and Naomi returning the favor. Is Alexa Bliss looking for a suplex there, but Naomi countering with a hard lariat. And Bliss back into the corner by Naomi. Naomi might be looking to put this match away here with the split leg moonsault from the corner. Naomi into the cover on Bliss. And Bliss able to kick out of the split leg moonsault. And Bliss with an uppercut. Naomi with a fireman's carry counter. This time Bliss with a fireman's carry counter. And Alexa Bliss a snap suplex. And here we go again, as I mentioned earlier, the backflip into the double knees to the chest. Or the abdomen, rather, of Naomi. Usually Alexa Bliss follows this up by going to the top rope for Twisted Bliss. And Naomi with a dragon screw takeover. Naomi looking to get the crowd here in San Antonio to feel the glow as she's looking to end this match hopefully soon. There's the rear view from Naomi. Into the cover. And Naomi puts away Alexa Bliss. Further ascending Naomi up the ladder in the women's division. And again, Naomi continues to climb the ladder of the women's division. You see the closing moment right there, the rear view from Naomi. And picks up the win for Naomi in this singles contest. Coming up next, we got some more singles action. Then after this match, then we will have the match for the #1 contendership for the tag team titles and Team Altitude Ryder and Neville at Overtime next Sunday. The Club versus American Alpha for #1 contendership. Right now we got Curtis Axel taking on the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. And here comes Curtis Axel, the latest signee to RCW. Curtis Axel, a former tag team champion, a former Intercontinental champion in WWE, the same title that his father held, the late, great Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. And grandson to wrestling legend Curtis Larry the Axe Hennig. He's got wrestling in his blood. Born to be a professional wrestler. And I believe personally that Curtis Axel is one of the more underutilized talents in professional wrestling. Professional wrestling has a lot of potential. Just never given the opportunity, and RCW is the land of opportunity. As this man here knows all about opportunities. The Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. And of course, Ty Dillinger, much like Shinsuke Nakamura that we saw earlier on tonight, both men making their SmackDown Live debuts, the SmackDown after WrestleMania 33. And Ty Dillinger is a crowd favorite. The Perfect 10. And here we go, Curtis Axel already on a two win streak here in RCW. Defeated the former champion Chris Jericho in his debut, a huge upset. And then Curtis Axel a number of weeks ago defeated Kalisto in singles action. He's looking to take down the perfect 10. But Ty Dillinger, we all know what he's capable of. He's going for a Falcon Arrow driver there from Ty Dillinger. Side Russian leg sweep from Curtis Axel. Into the elbow from Axel. Axel top rope, double axe handle. Into the ropes. And again, Curtis Axel with the counter into the neck breaker, into the cover on Ty Dillinger. And Dillinger able to kick out. Hard left from Dillinger into the neck breaker. And Dillinger again, another neck breaker following a kick to the gut. Evenly matched contest, if I may say so myself. And Ty Dillinger, a side Russian leg sweep. And Ty, springboard rolling senton from the apron. He sends Curtis Axel up and over the top and right back in. He goes into the cover on Curtis Axel, and Axel kicks out. And hard kicks to the back from Dillinger to Curtis Axel. And even to the gut and a standing drop kick to the back of the head. As Ty's looking, exposing the knee pad. Up into the fireman's carry. Axel with the counter. Ty was looking for the tiebreaker. But Curtis Axel with a counter. And Ty into the side suplex there. Another standing drop kick from Ty Dillinger. Going to the well too often as Curtis Axel avoided. As he goes for that face buster, he's avoided the drop kick. Shoots the half, goes Axel into Ty Dillinger in the cover. And it looked like Dillinger barely kicking out of that face buster there from Curtis Axel. Ty Dillinger fighting back. Never does. Does he ever stop fighting? Inverted DDT. And Ty going to give the crowd pump as he exposes the other knee. Into the perfect 10 knee buster. Into the cover. And Ty Dillinger picks up the win. After double knees to the face, the perfect 10. Picks up a win over Curtis Axel. Oh, there you see the facebuster from Curtis Axel. Then you see the perfect 10. Knees to the face. Then Ty Dillinger, following a tag team win a couple of weeks ago with Sami Zayn. The perfect 10, looking to continue. Continue to live his dream and his goals. And coming up next, the #1 contendership match for the tag team titles next Sunday at overtime. To face Team Altitude Ryder and Neville the Club versus American Alpha. This should be a interesting match, since I believe when the club first debuted, they went up against American Alpha, and American Alpha have been showing great as of late to possibly earn a title shot. And of course, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the former IWGP Tag Team Champions over in Japan and former Raw Tag Team Champions up until WrestleMania 33 in a fatal 4-way ladder match when the Hardys would return to WWE and claim the gold. But Gallows and Anderson would love to claim the RCW Tag Team Championships. And I'm sure this team would also love to become Tag Team Champions. And of course, we've only had 2 teams as Tag Team Champions here in RCW. We have the current champions, Ryder and Neville, Team Altitude, the 2-time Tag Team Champions, and the other tag team, Enzo and Cass, won the championships back at Winter's Wrath. Team Altitude invoked the rematch clause for the second episode of StrikeZone in 2017. And recapture the tag team titles. And Team Altitude have been rolling with the punches ever since. But I can guarantee this, whoever wins this match will face the champions, and it will also be a great match. As Chad Gable and Carl Anderson start off this match. Chad Gable, the face buster, and then a running dropkick, and also American Alpha, former SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, brought up to SmackDown from the brand extension draft last year. And Carl Anderson with the suplex. Chad Gable with the uppercut, and Chad Gable, a former Olympian in Greco-Roman wrestling, competing in the 2002, I believe, Summer Olympics. Also American Alpha, former NXT Tag Team Champions. One of the more popular tag teams down in NXT. Great matches with the Revival. And in comes Jason and Jordan, who I believe is he's the next Kurt Angle in his career. shows a very similar style of wrestling. Does Kurt Angle. And of course, Kurt Angle, a former WWE champion and Summer Olympic gold medal winner, the only gold medalist to compete in WWE. And he won't ever let you forget that, because he won 2 gold medals with a broken freaking neck. And I believe in the 97 or 98 Summer Olympics. American Alpha, one of the more technically sound tag teams in professional wrestling, and Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows just love to fight. They don't have a style, they just like to beat people up. In the corner goes Carl Anderson. Jason Jordan with a pair of snake eyes to Carl Anderson. An elbow to the face of Jordan. Then a lariat off the rebound. And then comes the nearly 7-footer Luke Gallows. Smart strategy on the part of Jason Jordan. Try to cut down the legs of Luke Gallows. And in comes Chad Gable off the tag. And again, #1 contendership for the tag team titles are on the line to face the champions at Overtime next Sunday. A belly to belly from Chad Gable. Another lariat from Luke Gallows. Right hand from Chad Gable. Elbow to the back of the neck. And a hard right hand leveling Chad Gable. Knocking Chad Gable to and through the mat. Carl Anderson going up top. I'm not exactly sure what that was. I was looking for there, possibly like an elbow. I'm not entirely sure, to be perfectly honest. Carl Anderson. Stomp to the chest. And Chad Gable into the cover. Carl Anderson able to kick out once again. And Chad Gable sending Carl Anderson to their corner. Double team maneuver, atomic drop into the big boot. As American Alpha has gained control as Jordan slides into the cover on Carl Anderson. And Carl Anderson avoiding the suplex, delivering one of his own to Jason Jordan. And Carl Anderson with the running drop kick. And of course, last week, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows fought the tag team champions and won in a elimination tag team match. And under some scrutiny, Neville attacked the referee, knocking him unconscious. As now the club looking to put away American Alpha here with the Magic Killer. Gallows the cover. And I don't know if Chad Gable was able to break the pin or Jordan was able to kick out. I'm not entirely sure, but this match is still going nonetheless following the Magic Killer from the club. Yeah, after some scrutiny from their match with the tag team champions last week or 2 weeks ago in a elimination tag team match, Luke Gallows was the first eliminated. Jason Jordan into the cover. Luke Gallows was eliminated first, then Zack Ryder, and then it was down to Anderson and Neville, and Neville attacked the referee, causing, for whatever reason, Neville attacked the referee and gained a good enough distraction for Carl Anderson to pick up the pieces and the victory. As they're looking for, again, a second Magic Killer to Jason Jordan. Into the cover goes Anderson. And this time Gable was there to break up the pin. I'm not too sure if Jason Jordan would have kicked out of that. A second Magic Killer to Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan is smart, making the tag to Chad Gable after taking 2 Magic Killers from the club. Inverted facebuster from Chad Gable into the cover. And Anderson able to kick out. Chad Gable onto the apron. They might have been looking for a springboard maneuver, but wisely by Anderson, roll over onto his stomach. And Jordan with the cover of sorts. I'm not entirely sure what kind of pinning combination that was. It looked like a wheelbarrow small package. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was a thing of beauty. Into the DDT. Into the corner. And Chad Gable with a Northern Lights suplex into the armbar. And Carl Anderson is far from his corner. Is he going to tap out to the armbar from Chad Gable? Anderson able to kick out into the takedown. Chad Gable might have been able to kick out, but maybe avoiding a Magic Killer to him, because Jason Jordan's already taken 2. And that might have been, they were looking for a great amplitude from American Alpha, but Carl Anderson able to fight out of it. Into the pile driver there from Carl Anderson. And now the club for a 3rd time. I don't think Jason Jordan knows what's happening right now. He's too exhausted. Another Magic Killer. A 3rd Magic Killer to American Alpha, and the club are once again #1 contenders and facing Ryder and Neville Team Altitude for the tag team titles. They're a very hard-hitting affair. The club able to get another shot at Team Altitude for the tag team championships next Sunday at RCW Overtime. So in addition to all the other championship matches next Sunday, Now confirmed that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the club, taking on Team Altitude for the RCW Tag Team titles next Sunday at Overtime. And coming up next is our main event. Baron Corbin taking on #1 contender for Finn Balor in the heavyweight title, Seth Rollins, in one-on-one action, and Finn Balor is going to be in Baron Corbin's corner to get a better look at Seth Rollins, just like Ziggler did earlier tonight. I mean, Balor and Rollins already know each other so well from their first encounter back at SummerSlam to become the inaugural WWE Universal Champion. And it's going to be a rematch of sorts from their first encounter at SummerSlam at Overtime. Of course, Finn Balor would win, become the inaugural WWE Universal Champion at SummerSlam, and then forced to vacate the title 24 hours later due to an injury. At the hands of Seth Rollins, and then Finn Balor would return the Raw after WrestleMania at 33 in the main event in a tag team match with said Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event for the evening. Finn Balor in the corner of Baron Corbin to get a better look at his opponent Seth Rollins for Balor takes on Rollins next Sunday at Overtime. And again, Seth Rollins solidified his #1 contendership by putting his #1 contendership on the line, as well as Chris Jericho's rematch clause in his contract. They put their rematches or #1 contenderships on the line in a ladder match last week. And Seth Rollins able to win the contract and the briefcase and the right to face Balor next Sunday. Seth Rollins, a already accomplished, very accomplished wrestler in his career in WWE. Former WWE champion, United States champion, tag team champion. Mr. Money in the Bank. The only title that's eluded him so far in his WWE career was the Intercontinental Championship. The same with John Cena. But nonetheless, we're not here to talk about Cena. We're here to talk our main event and what could possibly happen between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins next Sunday at Overtime for the RCW heavyweight title. As Baron Corbin delivering a big body drop to Seth Rollins. Well, of course, when we first launched, Baron Corbin was also involved in the Final Four for the Heavyweight Championship, standing shooting star press from Rollins. And a second. A springboard Phoenix Splash coming up empty Baron Corbin, again, was also involved in the fatal four-way, or excuse me, the final four for the Heavyweight Championship tournament when we first launched in October. DDT from Rollins. But Baron Corbin would end up losing to Kevin Owens, who we saw earlier tonight. Oh my God, Baron Corbin climbing to the top rope, which we've never seen. And I don't think we ever want to see it again. Corbin, double axe handle to Seth Rollins. And Rollins with a swing over DDT onto the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin. Now Rollins with an armbar onto Baron Corbin here. And Baron Corbin, a former Golden Gloves boxing champion and former NFL player. Snake eyes to Rollins. Rollins ascending to the top rope as Balor looks on. Rollins crossbody to Baron Corbin. He's literally Baron Corbin able to find out the maneuver from Rollins into the standing STO. As he goes into the cover on Rollins. I think there's the boxing background right there. The hard right hands from Baron Corbin to knock the daylights out of Seth Rollins. I don't know what Corbin was looking for there. Might have been for the deep six, but nonetheless, Rollins with the counter and the schoolboy super kick, and oh my God. Oh, Rollins was looking for the curb stomp. Rollins pedigree to Baron Corbin. Rollins into the cover on Corbin now, following the pedigree. And Corbin able to kick out, and of course Rollins faced The Rock back at Clash of Ages, claiming that he was one of the greatest of all time, and he beat The Rock. Probably to further cement his legacy. Sling Blade maneuver shared by both Rollins and Balor. And now Rollins onto the apron, looking to deliver the high knee, as he does right there. And Rollins trying to get the crowd here in San Antonio behind him. And a Falcon Arrow driver to the Lone Wolf. The big man, Baron Corbin. Another roll through super kick, this time busting open Baron Corbin. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event, standing shooting star press. It's our main event. We're off next Saturday, but then next Sunday we're live with overtime. And Rollins again, a second pedigree to Baron Corbin. As he shoots the half into the cover. And ref's hand went down to 3, but Rollins did not get the win. Baron Corbin kicked out. Rollins top rope. Phoenix splash from the top rope to Baron Corbin. Rollins cannot believe it that Baron Corbin is still fighting in this matchup. As Corbin goes into the cover on Rollins now. And Baron Corbin has not done nearly enough damage to Seth Rollins to keep him down for a 3 count. And again, the boxing background of of Baron Corbin coming back into play. And there's the deep 6 from Baron Corbin into the cover on Rollins. And Rollins able to kick out of the deep 6. A number of weeks ago when Baron Corbin went one-on-one with Chris Jericho, heavyweight champion at the time, or shortly after he lost the title, Baron Corbin, end of days to Rollins. And Rollins still able to fight out of this matchup. As I was saying, Baron Corbin went one-on-one with Jericho, I think, not long after Jericho lost the title. Jericho went for a springboard maneuver, I think a rolling senton. And then Corbin caught him and delivered an end of days off the springboard. And oh my God, Rollins with the turnbuckle bomb has put many men away with that maneuver. Not just in the match, but in their careers as well, as he rolls in the cover. And Corbin again able to fight out off the turnbuckle bomb. And now Rollins going to deliver a 3rd pedigree to Baron Corbin. Rollins into the cover on Corbin now, off the 3rd pedigree, and finally puts Corbin away. What a hard-hitting match this was. Corbin and Rollins. After the fight that Corbin has shown here in this matchup, co-managers Edge and Christian have got to be looking at Corbin very, very carefully. Corbin has all the tools to become a future world champion, just has to be given the opportunity. That was the 2nd. Here's the 3rd pedigree to Baron Corbin. And is this the sight that we may see next Sunday at overtime? Seth Rollins winning the championship from Finn Balor in their rematch from SummerSlam. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, that was our main event. We are going to be off next Saturday. We will be back next Sunday, which will be Easter Sunday, for RCW Overtime. Thank you everybody so much for joining us, and have a great night.